And welcome back to Street Switch Photography. We're back for another one. Let's do this.
Street Switch Photography.
And welcome back. Yes, we have another live, basically. I seem to be doing a lot of these lives just recently. This morning I woke up and I seen something on YouTube, basically somebody explaining to me, or to the rest of YouTube, how Channel 4 are going after auditors and other people that do basically, reporting online. Now, my problem with that is they tend to be going after these auditors that have got more than 10,000 subscribers and things like that. Channel 4 can really be trusted, can't they? After what they did to Nigel Farage back in the elections, bullshitting about the guy that went round, posting leaflets and was extremely racist, found to have been a Channel 4 actor. You cannot believe a fucking word that comes out of Channel 4's mouth, and they are all also associated with the paedophile harbouring network, the BBC. Now, I've got a little clip for you here. This is from AY Audits. AY Audits is an auditor online. He goes around migrant hotels and he basically shows the truth on camera, live, as he does it. He is one of the best auditors out there at the moment. His people that have subscribed to his channel has actually gone through the bloody roof. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be letting you take a look at this little interview that he had with Mystic Media. Shout out to Mystic Media and AY Audits. You can see this on the screen there. AY Audits interview regarding the upcoming Channel 4 documentary to do with auditors. Here it is. That's a good intro, that.
So listen to this, yeah? So this is email, yeah? So after the other day, Channel 4 interviewed me over here, yeah? It's on my live stream, live.
So this is AY Audits. AY Audits, as I said, goes around migrant hotels showing people exactly what it is that's going on in this country. And they don't want citizen journalists doing this because they show the truth. Like I said before, if it was the BBC, you've still got a pocket of people in Great Britain that actually believe everything the BBC, Channel 4, ITV, LBC, Sky News and all these arseholes and mainstream media actually say, when what they actually run is propaganda. And that is the truth. AY Audits actually shows the 100% truth. There's no way around it. He's there in the moment actually showing what is going on. Yes, he's been arrested a couple of times for trespass, aggravated trespass, but nothing to write home about. And this is the type of people that Channel 4 are going to go after tonight. And I will be doing a live on it and tearing it a complete and utter new arsehole tonight, live on my YouTube channel. And I don't give a shit what they try and do, because I will show them for everything they try and do. Here we go, let's watch the rest of this video.
It's only, for live, yeah? So then today I received this email. It says this, yeah? I won't bore you with all the... okay, I'm going to bore you with everything, yeah? Channel 4 News is preparing a report we intend to broadcast soon, at the earliest tomorrow at 7 o'clock. Our report will examine the role of live streamers, YouTubers and auditors, specifically in the context of the recent anti-immigration protest.
They don't want you knowing about these anti-immigrant protests. They don't want you knowing that people from these hotels are going round, some of them raping children, sexually abusing children, breaking into schools, putting schools on lockdown, and everything else. And what they do is, when there's a peaceful protest outside the Epping Bell Hotel, the police come along with riot vans, riot shields, helmets, truncheons, pepper spray and everything else and make it look a lot worse than what it actually was in the first place. They even give lifts to far-left organisations to come in and antagonise these people that are worried about their children being raped by these people out the hotels.
We will be speaking about you as an example of one such auditor and self-described citizen journalist. The report also looks at how individuals like you are monetising this content online.
Now, when he says monetization of this content, he's not monetizing the content, it's the adverts that are monetized. So people need to get that straight in their heads for a fact, right? When you watch a video on YouTube, an advert will pop up. You'll probably click past that advert, but then the auditor or the person that owns the YouTube will probably get 30 pence off that advert.
Please find relevant details of our reporting below. Should you take any issue with the facts or claims we present, we request that you specify what you understand the correct facts to be and provide any documentary material you have to support your claim. We will report your real name. Yeah. So tomorrow.
So we've got a question. What size hat does AY have? I don't understand the question. Please tell me what you mean.
At 7 o'clock you will get my real name, yeah? Don't worry, we'll come to you afterwards, Steve, yeah?
This portable heat air blaster will be in every home in the UK by 2026.
So now for this advert that we're watching here,
it can heat a 900...
Mystic Media would have received 30p off me for watching that advert. Not from me directly, but from YouTube. That's what monetization is.
We will discuss various inflammatory videos you have posted on your YouTube channel.
Morning, Melton Mafia.
A video of yours in which you enter a hotel housing. So they're going to actually name my real name. We was up to the hotel.
Yeah.
Now this is very interesting, yeah?
So what Channel 4 are actually planning on doing is doxing AY audits, probably giving out his name, address and everything. So then the far left can go in and do what they do best and protest outside his house or anything else. And with recent things that have been happening, I don't think it's fair that Channel 4 should be doing this. I think it's absolutely fucking disgusting. Now, we have lots of auditors. We have auditors that do industrial estates, auditors that just walk around towns and show people the crackheads and things like that and the homeless, and auditors like AY Audits that shows what's going on in these hotels. Now, to actually dox someone and to put their life in danger, which they will be doing, I think Channel 4 should be held to fucking account for it.
The hotel in question that they're talking about is Family Hotel, yeah?
So it's one hotel.
Chesed Marriott.
Oh.
Yeah, so if you look at my videos, how many of them are actually...
So the Marriott Hotel is a family hotel. It's got children and men and women in there. He did one hotel thinking it was all men, but it wasn't. The rest of his hotels that he's done are men. And only men. I think he was arrested at that hotel, but they literally walked him about 100 metres and then took the handcuffs off and told him to be on his way. It was classed as aggravated trespass. He does say throughout the video, I'm leaving. There is no time limit to leave a property when you have been asked to leave, because trespass is a civil matter.
All male, yeah, or families, you will see quite clearly. I'm not going to indicate in which way, yeah. Now, the next one is an interaction with police to which they ask you to leave hotel premises and you decline, saying that there is fuck all you can do about it. You are arrested on that video. So yeah, I was arrested, yeah, for breach of the peace, and I was taken all of about...
Oh, it was breach of the peace he was arrested on, so they got him on something else. The reason they arrest you is so you give your date of birth and name. If you're under arrest, you're obligated to give your date of birth and name, I think. I'm not 100% sure. I think you can turn around and just say no comment.
At 20 metres, yeah? So it's kind of true. But anyway, I was released, that's straight away. A video wherein you are filming a lone woman who the crowd identifies as, and you report, is a counter-protester within that clip. We see the woman being accosted.
So this will be just Stop Racism, the ones that basically the police ship in. They bring them in vans, they let them out, say, half a mile up the road. They'll walk to the protest, they'll stand there and antagonise what they like to call the far right fascist, racist Nazis, to antagonise them and then wonder why everybody kicks off. This is what the government do. They pay these protesters to actually do it, and there's 100% evidence for it.
And sworn at by protesters which you film. You later ask the police if they will be arrested.
Morning, PJD. Shout out to PJD.
In the woman.
That was here, wasn't it?
That was here.
Yeah.
So, we will also discuss the footage of you showing a flyer promoting white supremacy, which we discussed already in person this weekend. We will make clear that you told us.
Now, I would say if he's shown a poster showing white supremacy or whatever it was that he actually shown, he's going to both sides of the argument, which I think a good reporter actually does. So if anything, that's a positive, not a negative. But Channel 4 will try and make it something completely different. That's what they do. Like I said, we still have small pockets of society where people are actually believing everything the BBC, ITV and Channel 4, LBC, Sky News and all these other channels actually say. And it's just nothing but fucking propaganda. It's bullshit. And they twist it and they do all sorts with it. Go and watch the documentary called Panodrama by Tommy Robinson. And if you like him or not, that is a very, very big eye-opener for what the mainstream media actually do.
You didn't necessarily realise what it was and you don't agree with the organisation. We report that as a result of the protest over the summer, you have experienced a tenfold uplift in viewership since May, bringing your total views to nearly 30 million.
Which is probably more than the fucking Channel 4 get in a year. And that's why they do this, because they've got the backing of the government behind them, because they will say whatever the government want them to say. They'll play right into the government's narrative. This is how this works, and like I said, at 7 o'clock tonight I'll be doing a live on it, and I'm going to play it live as well, and I'll pause the video, and I will point out every single thing that the fucking Channel 4 are trying to say, which is bullshit. And like I say, if you did your research online, I wouldn't have to do it for you. But I look at these things, and I actually go and do a deep dive into them and find out exactly what it is that's going on.
We report that our service suggests that you could be earning as much as £20,000 each month from this. We also detail some of the company.
So is he not allowed to earn a living through being a citizen journalist? Is that what they're trying to say? Yet Channel 4 are allowed to earn a living through spouting out bullshit verbal diarrhea about people and doxing people. They're allowed to do it. It's all right for them to do it because they've got the backing of the government, but it's not all right for a citizen journalist to be able to do it and actually show what's going on inside these migrant hotels. That's not fine. But it's all right for every other channel to actually do it. All the mainstream media are allowed to do it because they've got the backing of the government. When these stop racism go in, they can then go and antagonise the far right, the Nazis, the racists, and then what they can do is let the mainstream media in. They can get their footage, go back to their little channel, to their little studio, twist and turn it however they want to make it look like there is such thing as far right, and start doxing people like AY audits. Absolutely fucking disgusting.
Companies that advertise on your videos. We describe citizen journalists such as yourself as digital disciples of the activist Tommy Robinson.
Jim Butcher just asked a question. Could it be that they are losing and they know they are? Except more of us are now, we're not stupid. Correct. They know they're losing and there's no turning back. This basically what happened since the Tommy Robinson event in London. They're trying to call that far left because Tommy Robinson arranged it. There was no families there. There was no just normal British people with the families, the grandmas, the granddads. They were all far right, according to Sadiq Khan and Keir Starmer. Now, the fact is, and I've said it on multiple videos now, there were 26 arrests. And that's what they tried playing on. There were 26 arrests of the far right. What the actual truth is, there were 26 arrests, okay? 13 of them 13 of those were far left. In fact, I think it was more. Now, the number of protesters that were there at the Tommy Robinson event compared to the protesters that were of the Palestine Action variety, if you want to put it like that, the arrests from Palestine Action far outweigh the arrests made from the Tommy Robinson event. I mean far outweigh. The statistics are there. Notting Hill, 400 and something arrests. At a carnival, people stabbed, people, getting robbed and all sorts of sodding stuff going on. And the government still want to push this narrative that there's such thing as a far right organisation in Great Britain basically trying to fight them back. Well, no, it's not the far right. It's normal British working class people. And the sooner they fucking get that, the better, because it's not going to end well for them.
We will say that content like this has generated a monetised paranoia.
It's not a paranoia, it's a monetised job for AY audits, DJE media, DJ audits, DP audits. There's loads of them. There's literally hundreds of these auditors. I'm not personally an auditor. I go down to the reform tent in town, and I'm more of a political. I like to watch the political tents in town when they're handing out leaflets, and I like to get on camera the abuse that people throw at people while they're down there, because they get a little bit hot under the collar, because it makes for good viewing. And I'll admit that, and I find it riveting, because it makes me wonder what's going through these people's heads.
Resulting in harassment of people believed to be asylum seekers because of the colour of their skin.
Harassment because of the colour of the skin. Fuck all to do with that. The problem is when they're entering schools, trying to break into schools with children in them. Look at Epping Hotel and the schools near there. Twice the same migrant has broke into schools. The kids were hiding under the table. The mainstream media will not tell you this. The kids were hiding under the table. The school was locked down. Parents were locked outside the school. They couldn't go in and fetch their children. Can you imagine how them parents felt? Absolutely fucking terrified because of what this migrant might do. It makes me angry to see that Channel 4, the BBC, ITV, Sky News, LBC, Fox News and all the other shitty channels that are out there pushing this fucking agenda that they've got that's downright sodding dangerous, and people like Sadiq Khan helping them do it.
We speak to individuals who feel that the emergence of auditors, citizen journalists and the streamers have created a climate where people of colour are unjustly...
It's nothing to do with colour. It's to do with showing what's going on in these hotels. It could be full of white people that are from abroad and they'd be doing the same sodding thing. Why do they always have to try and bring racism into it? It does not work anymore. They don't even know what the word fucking fascists mean. The far left have got no idea what a fascist actually is. And if you look at the far left ideology, it's got a lot in common with what Hitler did. And they call us the fucking Nazis. Go and take a look and do your research on Google, GTP chat or any other good AI thing that's online. Go and do your research. And I guarantee that's what you will find.
Unjustly scrutinised. We speak to the National Police Chiefs Council, who say that sometimes people are looking for content they can spread online to further their cause. Sometimes they want...
Exactly like the BBC and Channel 4 do, which is why they're doing this, to spread their bullshit, trying to get lots of views. What do you think a reporter is going to do? He's not going to go down, travel all the way up the other end of the country to go and record a migrant hotel to find it full of men to get one fucking view. It's not worth his time. It's not worth his effort. And, these people do get paid. This is their job. This is what they do. YouTube has given them that platform to actually show the truth. Although even that's being locked down, because apparently in this country we have free speech, don't we? Yet they're threatening to arrest Katie Hopkins for a channel that she's got, the comedy pub that she runs on a Friday at 8 o'clock, for something she said. This is how ridiculous Great Britain has got. Broken Britain is real.
Want to stoke up hatred and criminality. They add of reporting like yours that it can often leave a false impression.
Live a charmed life in Warwickshire by entering our £2.5 million historic dream home draw. Let's see what...
In communities, as it's what's actually
Mystic
going
Media
on.
will get his 30
it takes
pence,
a toll
don't
on
worry.
my colleagues as well. 1 in 3 of his colleagues have been assaulted in the last year. So remember, I don't know, they're blaming that on me as well.
So what they're trying to say is basically that AY Audits has assaulted colleagues and people that work in these hotels. That is bullshit. That is absolute crap. He has a right to defend himself. If you have an ISA card, you will know that you are not allowed to touch individuals. If you ask somebody to leave the premises, you are allowed to make them leave with reasonable force. They're the laws, and they've got to display their ISA card things that they have, the security cards. I believe some of those cards are actually fake.
We speak to analysts who say that some auditors and citizen journalists seek to weaponise and monetise people's fears.
The same as the BBC and ITV and Channel 4 do, yeah. Exactly the fucking same, but on a massive scale. You pay the £100 and whatever pounds it is for a TV licence.
They say that auditors also play a role in creating a narrative that asylum seekers are part of a government conspiracy or against...
A conspiracy? Why are they bringing them in on fucking aeroplanes from Afghanistan then? The video footage is there. They've been bringing these people in the hordes. They could just cut the ECHR and stop the fucking boats tomorrow. They could do that. Trump has done it. Germany's done it. Italy's done it. Why can't we do it? It's not a fucking conspiracy theory. It isn't. Simple as that. Otherwise, if it was a conspiracy theory, we wouldn't have fucking hotels absolutely rammed to the hilt with fighting aged men from different countries. I honestly cannot see how somebody cannot see what's happening. The brainwashed, completely and utterly brainwashed, the weak-minded, brainwashed far left. Wow.
White British people are... We speak to analysts who say that some auditors and citizens...
Analysts that have been paid to say what Channel 4 want them to fucking say. This is the same channel that faked a documentary in Palestine. What they didn't tell you was that young lad that was running around, and the BBC, that young lad was running around was actually the son of a Hamas soldier. Proven. So this is the propaganda they push. Again, Channel 4, during the elections, trying to slur and running a smear campaign on Nigel Farage, sending in an actor. They actually sent in an actor to go and act that he was far right and racist to make Nigel Farage look bad. Didn't fucking work, did it? You got caught out. You got caught with your pants down, your hands in the biscuit tin, and you got made a look a complete and utter fool of. Well, guess what? It's going to happen again tonight. Because at 7 o'clock, I'm going to do a live feed on this. I'm going to do a live video on this.
Journalists seek to weaponise and monetise people's fears. They say that auditors also play a role.
How many times have Channel 4 actually said monetise, 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 monetise? Because they're losing money, because they're losing viewers, they're losing the trust of the public, because they cannot be fucking trusted with anything they say. Anybody that works for Channel 4, you are fucking disgusting. Anybody that works for the BBC, you are fucking disgusting.
Are we creating a narrative that asylum seekers are part of a government conspiracy, are against white British people, are a source of crime?
Because it's true. Because it's true. What's all this palaver about hanging the flag, raise the colours? We've got it's only the far left that are going round saying that's racist, that's not right, you shouldn't be able to do that. Yet a majority of people actually want these flags up. Now I give away flags, I leave flags in town for people to collect. And if I was racist or anything like that, one of them went up in Tariq's window down at the mobile phone shop. He's a Muslim. Another guy picked one up. I think he was from Pakistan. He picked one up that I left yesterday. He said, I've got the flag, thank you very much. I said, you're very welcome. Fly it on your car, whatever. That's the idea. Bringing community together. And now Channel 4 and the BBC and ITV are trying to push this wedge in society so we can have this police state that the government want, because they want this nanny state to control absolutely everything you do with the little ID cards that you have to tap everywhere you go so they know where you are, what you're doing, what you're eating, what time you went for a shit, when you fart in your front room and what it fucking smelt like, the actual aroma. Oh, was it asparagus? I don't know, but it's disgusting. I mean, I honestly can't believe... That's asparagus. That's asparagus, yeah. So...
The only way to fight them is to engage in vigilante journalism.
Now, that's another reason that they've said. This is an email from Channel 4. Vigilante journalism. It's not vigilante journalism. It's one man going into a hotel full of men. You think that's vigilante? One man. Absolute bullshit. And you see, as soon as AY or any of these other auditors go to the hotel, they are telling everybody that is outside to get inside. When all these guys want to do is speak to the migrants and find out why they've come across the channel on a boat, they might have a compelling story. Basically, these auditors have tried to humanise them, if anything. They talk to these migrants, and some of them have got some shocking stories. I'm fleeing my country because I watched my family get blown up. And I don't particularly want to get blown up. Not all of them. Some of them are here because they're economic migrants. They want a job and they want a better life. Which is fine. But you should have come on a plane with your fucking passport. Because when you ain't got a passport and nobody knows who you are, and you go enter into schools when children are there and they're hiding under fucking school tables because they're scared of being raped, that becomes a fucking problem. And Channel 4 Channel 4, the BBC, ITV, LBC and all these left-wing channels support this bullshit. They support it with the government. They support it. And that isn't made up media either. That's fact.
As you will be named and appear in the report, and following our interview with you, we would be grateful for your written comment on the statements above. We would need to receive this by 1600 tomorrow in order to properly summarise and include it.
Wow.
Right, but, yeah, this is the problem, yeah? I'm not going to write nothing down for these people, so I'll say it here. Yeah, and I'll say it with people that I trust who's not going to go to edit it, yeah, and things like that. See, do you know what I mean? It's there.
Shout out to Mystic Media.
The first point, they've picked out one hotel out of what? A certain amount on my YouTube channel.
AY Audits has done a lot of male migrant hotels, and they've picked out one because he made a mistake and it was a family. So they're picking on one single hotel and making it fat, like it makes it look like every single one of these hotels are family hotels, and they're fucking not. They're not. It's bullshit.
Yeah, look how many of them are actually all male compared to the family ones. You have, they say about monetizing this content and spreading hate and things like that.
Thank you, Jim Butcher. Yeah, I mean, like you say, there's a difference between speaking the truth and basically putting out, you know, fake information. I try to, when I get some information, I try to verify it as much as I possibly can. And if I make a mistake, I'm the first person to hold my hand up to that. But people like these auditors, like AY Audits, like DJE Media, like DJ Audits, and people, DJ Audits tends to stay on industrial estates and stay out of the political realm. But we've got a lot of auditors like DP Audits and people like that that will go to these hotels and show these hotels for exactly what they are. The camera does not lie. We've even got auditors that have been dressing up as migrants, entering these hotels and showing people what they're like inside. We've even had, and he's had to leave the country, by the way, we've even had somebody that worked in one of these hotels. He was the manager, and he confirmed everything that was suspicious about these hotels to, I think it was DJE Media. And he told everybody what exactly it was that was going on in these hotels, and he left because of it. He's what you might call a whistleblower, but then he got threatened, so he's had to leave the country. Now, there's quite a few people that have had to leave the country because of being threatened by the government. Katie Hopkins was arrested because of a channel and something she said. She's being arrested for a vocal cord crime, if you want to put it like that. And it's things like this and this mainstream media that push this narrative that get people and the government and the police and everything else, you know, to do what they do. And this is why I was saying in my video last night that the actual trust between the police and the public is actually gone. It's disappeared. People don't trust the police. The police swear an oath to work for their king and to work for the country and everything else and to work for the people and protect the people when they're not doing that. They are not doing that at all. If you're sat online looking for something somebody has said that's going to be offensive to somebody to arrest them, instead of being out there arresting somebody that's been a flasher or gone and raped a child or gone and beat somebody up or burgled somebody or worse, there's something fucking wrong. There's something seriously fucking wrong. And this is what gets me angry. This is what riles me up. And this is why I do these videos. This is why I go down to the political tents in town when there's like local elections and the big elections and things like that. So people can see what each party is actually saying and what each party is actually doing. And I try and give them all a fair crack of the whip, which I will be doing again in the local elections in May. Let's get on with the video.
There. We're just live streaming it.
The camera does the talking, doesn't it?
The camera does not lie. Nope. Yeah.
There you go. Straight from AY Audits himself. The camera does not lie. Now, AY Audits hasn't been doing it that long. AY Audits hasn't been doing that long. We have had a couple of auditors that have had questionable pasts. One of them, I think it was AJ Audits, which is he was a registered paedophile. That doesn't mean all auditors are paedophiles. There was another one a couple of years back, and I can't remember the name of the auditor, But he was found to have been a far right. He was literally a skinhead, and he had tattoos of all sorts on him, and he was not a nice guy at all. And he was faking stuff as well. He was actually faking stuff. I'll try and remember his name by the end of this video. If not, I'll mention it in tonight's video. I'll do a bit of research after this live.
Now, the most things that I've actually encountered is police misusing their sections like they are now. Yeah, mainstream media is not reporting on this.
Exactly. The mainstream media do not report on the police when they're misusing their sections, when they put in section orders and stuff like that, a dispersal order or and all this sort of stuff. And it takes the public to actually have to tell the police the law, and they still don't listen. And where do you think that's come from?
Even the conditions that they're putting on here now to stop the protests. And
we've got free speech, and they're stopping protests.
Where it all begins. So don't be surprised if my YouTube channel gets shut down. No more YouTube. Do not be surprised if after maybe next week it's gone. But
I know it's rough out there for marketers. We're talking fewer resources, faster timelines, but that's why I'm inviting you to register for Pinterest.
The reply.
That's another 30p for Mystic Media. Shout out to Mystic Media, credit to Mystic Media for this video.
To Channel 4 and to everybody else's, there's a reason why people watch the likes of us, because they know it's live. We can't edit.
It's the truth. That's why people watch it, because it's live there and it's the truth. You can see for yourself and make an informed decision on exactly what it is you're seeing.
We can't spin it. Do you know? It's there. The camera can't lie. Yeah. And you're going to try to associate us with AJ Audits, and I'll say this, yeah, just to clarify this as well. Once people realised that AJ Audits was a paedophile, he was told he was not welcome here.
And this is half the problem. I say half the problem. Because we get people that will see one auditor that was a paedophile, they will then tarnish everybody with the same brush. And they'll try and look for certain things that they've done in the past and things like that, and then they'll dox them, and this is what the far left do. Now, I'm not saying that AJ Audit should have even been a fucking YouTuber, you disgusting arsehole. Yeah, I'm not going to say any more than that, because I'll probably get my YouTube taken down or something. We've got another comment by Paul. Who will win, DJE Media or AY Audits? I know there's a little bit of a feud between the two of them. I don't know why they're doing it. I honestly do not know why they're doing it, because DJE Media was probably one of the first to actually go around these migrant hotels, and that was how he made his name. He could probably help AJ or AY Audits. He could probably help them. They should do it together instead of all this shit slinging. This is what I was talking about last night, mudslinging, trying to bring each other's channel down. I don't know if it's jealousy. I don't know if it's... I don't really care, if I'm honest. But, yeah, a couple of plonkers trying to bring each other's channel down isn't the way to do things, is it? We're all trying to fight the same cause here. And doing this is just basically... Well, it's anarchy amongst the ranks, isn't it?
Does that not prove to people that this is not about colour? This is not about race or anything. Yeah, a white paedophile was outed and told he's not welcome. Same as what this situation is.
Yeah, don't matter who you are, it can be black, white, blue, whatever.
So they tell one auditor, rightfully so, that he's not welcome because of what he's done in the past, and then they need to tell around about 10% of the hotel people that live there that as well then, because they've been entering schools and stuff. Maybe. But will the mainstream media report that? Fucking no. Of course they bloody won't.
No, there you go. Yeah. And there's AJ Audits. Done.
Finito.
Mate, we'll see where we go from there.
Yeah.
I don't think... What's the word like?
Minnie's just asked me to stop swearing. If people don't like me swearing, I'm not being horrible before anybody says anything. I swear. It's the human language, and I won't stop swearing because it's basically a way of expressing yourself. You're asking me not to express myself, and I won't do that. No, sorry. If you don't like my swearing, you can turn off the channel. That's absolutely fine. You can even unsub me. That wouldn't be a problem. Not a problem at all. No hard feelings, but I will not stop swearing, no.
I don't think they've really made a very fair thing. And to actually openly name me on the news as well. This all started, from these police officers keep doxing me, you know. Yeah.
Paul saying, can I swear more?
And then it led up to what happened Sunday when you was having that discussion with them all. I didn't actually watch that because I was still on the way down here, so I don't know what was actually discussed, to be honest.
So the reason that I swear during some videos is basically because I get angry seeing this because of being called far right and being called all these names and everything else, and it's a way of expressing your feelings. If you stump your toe, you're not going to go, oh, bumblebees, are you? We've got a lot of prude people. Now, if you look up the word prude, it means people that are overly sensitive to a certain language and a bit like Mrs. Bucket, if you want to put it like that. And swearing isn't a bad thing. You're going to hear it wherever you go. You're going to hear it if you go down the pub. You're going to hear it in a supermarket. You're going to hear it walking down the street. You're going to hear it on a YouTube channel. This YouTube channel is not for children. We're talking about things that children shouldn't hear, which is why I do these videos, why my kid is at school. I worry every single day about my child going to school. I worry sick watching what goes on around the country. And my way of expressing myself is to swear. And if I swear, I swear. It's the human language. It's in the dictionary. I'm going to use it. God gave me the ability to use my free speech and talk, and God damn, I'm going to use it.
When I started my live stream that day, they just come over and just pounced on me, really. These mainstream people asked me questions.
Yeah, so they knew who they was looking for.
Press officer.
Kelly Lou, you've been watching the auditors. There are certain rogue auditors, the same as anything. You're going to get rogue auditors, you're going to get rogue police, you're going to get rogue lawyers, you're going to get rogue MPs. But most of them are just out there to try and earn a living and show exactly what it is that's going on. And it infuriates me when you get somebody like mainstream media, Channel 4, blatantly lying to try and make them look bad, because they're losing viewers like there's no tomorrow. I mean, we've got people like DJE Media is actually getting more views than Sky News. What does that tell you? It means that people have woken up. People can actually see what it is that's happening. People can actually make an informed decision on what it is that's going on in Great Britain. Telling us we can't raise our flags, telling us it's awful to be British, telling us it's awful to be English. Now, what happens if you haven't got an identity? You become confused. What happens if you become confused? You become angry. And what happens when you become angry? You become violent. And what happens when you become violent? The government put in a police state to control everything. That's how it works. Go and watch the podcast with the ex-SAS soldier. I can't remember his name at the moment, but he's running for mayor in London. And he gets it. He gets the way it is.
From Essex Police with him. A press officer.
And I'm sorry, but if it's good enough for him, it's good enough for me.
Yeah, already with him.
So this all is planned.
Ex-SAS.
Yeah. Now, in the last couple of weeks, we've had police officers naming me, giving my address out, on live streams.
There was
This is what I'm saying, doxing people, giving the names out. Now, I show my face. I'm not the type of person who is too worried about, what people think of me or what, anything like that. But for Channel 4 to dox somebody that's got an info.
And I'm not a. And I'm not a.
Let me just make sure I'm connected. I think I'm reconnected. Yeah, I'm reconnected. My live decided to disconnect just then. It should reconnect in a few minutes. There we go. Completely reconnected now, so I should be able to get my live chat back up. SAS name, Ant Middleton. Yes, that's him. He's running for mayor of London. And I actually watched his podcast the other night, and it was very, very interesting what he was actually saying. He made a lot of sense, a hell of a lot of sense. This is a guy that, has got, I think, personally, London in his heart. He wants what's best for his country. He served for his queen. He served to protect people. He served some of the harshest situations that you can imagine. And like I said, if it's good enough for him to say this type of thing and to, tell the truth, then I'm sorry, that's good enough for me. That is 100%. I would trust that bloke with my life. I know that much. I would trust him with my family's life. So yeah, Channel 4 tonight will be running a documentary on auditors, monetisation of certain hotels around Great Britain and everything else, because these auditors go in and show everybody exactly what it is that's happening. Why are they doing it? Because they don't want people showing the truth. That's why they're doing it. The government don't want people showing the truth. The government in most ways do sort of run the mainstream media, and it's people like AY Audits that get the actual truth out there. And if it wasn't for them, if they were actually shut down, what do you think would happen? Would become fucking Korea or Russia. So you can imagine how this actually feels to some people, somebody like AY Audits that's been used to getting his money and earning his money that way and everything else, and they're actually trying to shut him down. It's just wrong. I'm going to read a couple of these comments. Who's Bob? Bob got arrested shortly after this. Do you mean young Bob from Speaker's Corner? He's a Christian activist. He goes around to these hotels as well, basically asking questions and things like that. An extremely intelligent individual. I think he's autistic, but he was recently thrown out by his family as well, so he's actually homeless, and he's trying to get his channel monetised so he can earn a living. Yeah, young Bob, yeah. When you see, let me just read this message from Jim Butcher. When you see one of these, many of the channels show old TV programmes and films makes you sick. I mean, I was watching the other night, Through Sickness and in Health. It was a comedy programme, and some of the stuff that he was saying on there, you wouldn't get away with that today on the TV. You would not get away with that at all. They'd jump on you like a wounded gazelle, like a bunch of lions on a wounded gazelle. And this is how woke society has actually become. This is how woke it's become. You can't say this, you can't do that, you can't insult somebody, blah blah. Which some of it I agree with. You're not going to walk down. I mean, overly used words. You could walk down the street in a busy market town and point at somebody you've never met in your life who you don't know. You could point at them and shout out the word, now swear word, nonce, at the top of your voice, and there will be a certain amount of people within that crowd that will believe you. They will believe you, because this is how weak-minded people are. Some people are that weak-minded they believe anything they're fucking told. They're gullible. They're useful idiots, and 90% of the far left are exactly these type of people. You go to the Palestinian protests and you all see them with the same board. You walk up to them and say, what does that board actually mean? It'll say on it, stop the genocide. This is a perfect example of it. It'll say, stop the genocide. You'll say, what does that mean? They'll say, oh, stop the mass killing. You'll turn around and say, but you're shouting from the river to the sea. What does that mean? And they haven't got a clue what it means. It means mass genocide. They're calling for global intifada, and they don't know what that means. It means basically the world civil unrest. And they haven't got a clue what the fuck they're talking about. They don't do the research. They just stand there. And that's all they're fucking doing, because they're paid to do it by the government. Just stop racism, for instance. Hope not hate. There's Antifa. Some of these should be prescribed a terrorist organisation, because some of them can't help themselves but get violent because they're over emotional about a certain word or about a certain phrase that somebody's used that they've found offensive. Well, I'm sorry, the world doesn't stop fucking turning just because you found something offensive. I'm autistic and ADHD. I walk down the street. If I see a red hat, that could cause me a trigger to actually have a meltdown. Do I stop everybody wearing red hats because I find it fucking offensive? No, I don't, because I'm not an idiot. It's as simple as that. This has been Street Switch Photography. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. Go and hit the notification bell and be ready for tonight's video, the live Channel 4 documentary. I'm pretty sure it'll be streamed on YouTube. I'll try and get it up live, and I'm going to be I'm going to be putting my penance worth in, and we will basically point out every wrongdoing and every sort of little bit that they say which is untrue. Again, this has been Street Switch Photography. Enjoy the rest of your day. See you in the next one.
Street Switch Photography.